that thought. Good afternoon and welcome to OmniBros Live. We are live on a Sunday. It says Sunday coffee, but I'm OmniDog and I'm having cranberry juice and soda. Yum, soda-y. To my, okay, wait, I'm going to get it right. This way.
Yes.
Nailed it. Comics Guy 101's Lou. Lou-hoo, how do you do?
Hey, how's it going, dog? Mr. OmniDog. It's Sunday. I'm tired.
We had Gabe for a sec, but
we just lost Gabe.
We lost Gabe, but he'll be back.
Yep.
And you were on a prediction about Fables. We're going to talk about DC Solicits on this news day. And what were you saying about Fables? The absolute that just got announced for Fables.
Okay, so normally I joke around that they won't come out. I genuinely think the absolute for Fables will not come out.
Will not come out.
Not come out. Like, no joking aside, I really think this is going to be a dud, and it's not going to come out.
And what are you basing that on? Anything other than a gut feeling?
Just how bad DC has been with their recent solicits. How they've just been kind of shaky, and the fact that Fables is like what, 140 issues?
150, yeah.
150 issues, right? How many have they said how many issues are going to be collected in the absolute?
I was at Baltimore Con all day Friday and Saturday, so I don't know. Here's Gabe.
Because typically an absolute doesn't have that many issues.
Hello, Gabe.
What up, boys?
Do you know how many issues is supposed to be in that first Fables absolute offhand?
Not offhand. I'm pulling up the solicits right now, actually.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I'm pissed off about.
Okay. We have time. We have a lot of time for your hate, so hang on.
Yes.
I haven't even done my IST spot yet, so just wait a sec.
Oh, wait, are we on?
Yeah, we're on time. We're on live. We are live. We are live. Okay. So what are you basing it on? Oh, okay. You said what you're basing it on. Okay. The DC has not been good with will not be good with.
Right. Let's say they do 30 issues.
30 issues in an absolute?
Let's say
that sounds like an awful lot for an absolute.
Yeah, it's a ballpark estimate. 30 issues for an absolute. And if you want, we could even do 20 issues. We'll do 20.
I'd say 20, 15 to 20 tops.
Still one of the biggest absolutes ever.
Yeah.
Like 12.
Wasn't All-Star Superman like 12?
Yeah. How much was Absolute Transmet?
Maybe 15. Maybe
15, 20.
Right, because there's 60 issues, so 20.
I think 15. Let's say 15 is the most you can do, I think.
Then you would have to have 10 absolutes. There's no way in hell they're collecting 10 absolutes of Fables.
That's going to be that's one of the things that when I'm talking about I'm hating is that's going to be the most absolute ever. Like, there's never been like more than 3 like continuous volumes for that series.
Somebody is saying in the chat, they say 30. Even if it's 30, okay, 30.
That's an omnibus.
Yeah, that's an omni. That's not going to be an absolute.
30, 60, 90, 120, 150. That's 5 absolutes. There's no way in hell this is coming out. There's no way.
And not just that, but not even counting about like issue numbers, but it wasn't issue like 150. I'm sorry, issue 100, like 100-page giant issue.
Issue 150. Issue 150 was like a trade paperback.
Okay, so yeah, so that again, that's going to take up a third of an omnibus almost.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I'm telling you guys right now, I would not invest in this. I would not put my money on picking up even volume 1, because there's no way with DC Solicits that they are going to get through all however many that they have to get through to get the entire collection of this. I think it's a poor choice if somebody buys this, especially if you are a completionist. If you want to take the gamble, go ahead and wait to see if everything is collected eventually, but I would not put my money on this.
I am
that is going to be sad news because I was getting my copy of Fairest, the oversized hardcover, Fairest, signed by Mark Buckingham, and Omar came up. We had just both heard that that Fables was getting an absolute, and Omar told Mark Buckingham, who hadn't heard it yet, and it was like he was like a little kid on Christmas. Mark Buckingham was. He was so delighted and so excited. I will feel so bad for him if he does not get a full set of absolutes or even one. He was absolutely beside himself. He was so delighted.
The solicits for Fables, it's Fables 1 through 29 and Fables The Last Castle. So yeah, 30.
Wow,
issues.
Gotham was right. It is 30. Gotham plus 10 for you. You leveled up. You are a boss chat fan.
792 pages, $150. That's going to be a massive omnibus. And yeah, you'll probably need like 5 or 6 of those. To do the whole series.
That's an Omni absolute, an Absa Omni.
Omni salute.
Omni salute.
Absa bust.
Felix, yes, they collected Sandman in different absolutes, but Sandman was also a much more known property than Fables. And on top of that, DC wasn't in the solicit hell that they are in right now.
Hell.
They were actually more dependent back then on getting shit out.
And plus, yeah, I mean, with Sandman, like you said, you had Neil Gaiman that would sell anything. That name will sell anything.
Before we go on with this discussion, when that Omni Salute comes out, where can you find it? For possibly 50% off and 2% off extra for your loyalty discount, that would be InStockTrades.com. That's right. Every quarter, there's an OmniBros discount code besides your 50% off and your 2% loyalty discount code. If you order $50 or more worth of books, you order one of your Omni Salute of Fables, and you're going to be way over that $50. You get free shipping. And if you order that Omni Salute, you are going to get a box this big, full of packing peanuts. And it's going to be this by this by this, and it's going to be full of packing peanuts. I can promise you that. And because it's fabulous packaging and fabulous customer service at InStockTrades.com.
I think it'll be just. I think if they do this back on topic, it'll be just the one book.
And you think they'll cancel the rest?
Not cancel. I think they'll just do like the one book. Like this is the one volume that we're going to do for Fables.
You think it'll be just the one and done?
Yeah, I think it'll be just the one and done. I think it's just kind of like,
which will drive completionists nuts.
Right. I mean, I have all the oversized hardcovers, and I think I'm going to hold on to that. Because absolutes are my favorite format. I've asked for an absolute run of Fables, but we never thought it would happen because of how many issues it is. I'll hold on to my oversized hardcovers.
I am too.
We get them all solicited. And again, like Luis was saying, with their solicitation hell and their massive cancellations, it's going to be really. I don't want to get my heart broken getting 1 or 2, and then they cancel 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking about 5 of these Omni Salutes then.
To collect everything, it would have to be 5, maybe 6.
And that's if you do just Fables. You don't do any like the spin-off series.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
so that's like this big. Someone's going to screen cap this, so I'm going to stop doing that. El Denver, of course, this is absolutely spot on. You would not believe what happened. Just beat Omar with Doc Hawk for touching stuff. At some point in this, I will give you a report on why it is much better to have people over who are not comic fans to your house than it is to have comic fans come to your house. He was touching stuff and an incident happened, and God, I am only allowing non-comic fans down into the Batcave from now on. Oh my God.
When did we break?
We'll get into it later.
Okay.
We're on a solicit roll right now, but it was so funny. It was so funny. I'm like, oh my God. It was Omnidog at his agitated best. I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. It was just, it was
I'm
just,
not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
oh, I was so disappointed and agitated. I don't know how El Denver knew it, but he absolutely spot on got it. It was awesome. Oh no, we're only gonna get just non-comic fans in here from now on.
Well, good luck doing that because non-comic fans would think you're a fucking weirdo with all that shit.
No, they think. Well, that's fine. Good, leave me alone. Let me stay down here in the basement by myself.
Oh man, let's get into some of these solicitations.
Taylor Brown, why did you think we were going to fist fight on Thursday? I thought. Whoops, wrong one. Joe Cool, regarding the DC solicitations, I'm keeping it positive thinking. Okay, good. But Taylor Brown, I thought Jess and Omar were going to fist fight on Thursday during the live show. It was just very tight in here with two people. And then his wife came in and it got really much tighter. It just, with this table in here with my computer on it, if the table wasn't in here, there'd be room to have, like 6 people in here easily. But this table takes up so much space. Some figures are going to fall. Somebody's jacket's going to hit on a figure, and that's fine. But Omar kept rocking back in his chair like this, and I just felt like he was going to tip back and have a pile of bombshells just fall down on top of him. Omar was pushing Jess's buttons hard. He was. Yeah, he was. Didn't Omar's wife knock toys over on stream? She accidentally, there's a geek and weekdom. Hey, buddy.
A geek and weekdom. What up, man?
Oh, look at that fancy microphone he's got with a peep popper screen and everything.
I've had it for a while. I wanted to use it for today.
You sound great.
Awesome.
Yeah, you look good too.
Thank you. As always.
And you got a dope ass Skeletor shirt on.
It's a pop shirt.
Oh, never mind.
Uh-oh. I need to replace my battery.
He-Man.
I love Skeletor.
Skeletor and like Cobra Commander are like the craziest, most over the top villains in 80s cartoons.
Mumra's up there too.
That's true.
Mumra would be up there too.
But that means you have to sit through watching the terrible ass Thundercats.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't hate
It is unwatchable.
I liked Thundercats as a kid.
Yeah. Watch it now in your 30s. You're gonna hate it.
Really?
You're not supposed to
1000%.
watch it in your 30s.
1000%. It is unwatchable.
Have you seen the 2000s version?
I was gonna say a few years ago, Cartoon Network rebooted it, and I heard it was actually pretty good.
I can believe
It's
that.
awesome. It's really.
But they
good.
also did Image did a Thundercats cartoon, or not? I'm sorry, not cartoon, but a comic, and it's pretty good. And then after a while, they got into like Wile E. Kid and Wile E. Cat, and it kind of got this really like incestuous thing going on.
Oh boy.
And that's when it really got good.
Thundercats are good.
So now that Gio's here, hey man, we were talking about the Fables solicitation.
It's going to be 30 issues. It's going to be we're calling it an Omni Salute.
I like that Omar put it as one of his top absolutes, and then it gets announced.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've been asking for that for a while. At least I know I have.
Yeah. So
Lionheart, good morning.
But what do you think, Gio? Do you think we're guesstimating it'll probably take 5 to maybe 6 of those Apsibus, Omni Salutes, whatever we're going to call it, to do the entire series? Do you think we're going to be able to get all of those?
I don't. If Volume 1 sells well, I'll still be cautiously optimistic because it's a long commitment for DC to put
5 volumes of 30 issues. Boy, and what'd you say the price point was, or did you say
$150?
$150.
$150. That's the thing. Volume 1 will probably sell well because it's Volume 1. But what do you think Volume 3 is going to sell at? You know?
Uncanny Durley. No, we just got started and we're just talking about Fables Absibus right now.
Absibus, is that the new terminology that we're using?
Omnisalute, Absibus. We're working on it's whatever pleases you.
We're here to make labels for things.
Yeah. We're here to gender politicize everything. We're here to label you.
We're here to label, generalize labels,
And criticize.
and assume gender labels or whatever.
And criticize about everything.
Yeah, because there's a lot to hate or be cautious about with this DC solicits, and that's one of the ones. You know, we've been talking about that. It's. I'm worried. Fables. I love Fables. That's one of the greatest things out there, and it's really an underappreciated series.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love it.
Sandman, it's a hit. So them putting out like 6 or 7 absolutes, no problem. It's going to sell well. Fables, well, it's great. I don't think is as marketable or not as many people know it as something like Sandman. So I'm worried for the absolutes.
And I said earlier, and so did Luis, Sandman has the Neil Gaiman name,
Mm-hmm.
and Fables doesn't have that,
Exactly.
The Bill Willingham name.
or even Mark Buckingham.
And he's already a pretty controversial figure, I guess, with some sectors of the populace.
Sandman has Neil Gaiman. Fables has Bill Willingham, a right-wing nut job. So.
Oh,
Speaking of
come
right-wing nut
on.
job,
Is he? What?
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue into Man of Steel.
100%. That's where I was going. Speaking of,
I
a
knew where
nice
you were
segue.
going.
I believe John Byrne's quotes were for the Fantastic Four film. Why did they cast a Puerto Rican whore for Jessica Alba?
Did he say that?
it was something along those lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Like that.
Something
All
like
right, well,
you can't put a blonde wig on a Puerto Rican whore or something along those lines.
Well, let's try to separate. Let's just try and talk about Man of Steel itself. Everybody in the planet that liked Superman has been dying for Man of Steel to be an omnibus.
We're getting it.
Now we're finally going to get it. It is 9 volumes, so you could easily get. How big is it? Do you have that in front of you, Gabe?
Yeah, it's 1,152 pages. It's going to collect Action Comics 584 through 593, Action Comics Annual Number 1, Adventures of Superman 424 through 435, Adventures of Superman Annual 1, Legion of Superheroes 37 through 38, Superman 1 through 11, Man Annual 1, and Man of Steel 1 through 6. $125.
Okay,
Not
so
bad.
that's not the full Man of Steel run then.
No,
Is it? No.
It says volume 1, so there's probably going to be another volume in it.
probably gonna be 2 volumes. I'm buying
Okay.
this. I'm buying this for sure.
Are you?
Wow.
Yes. I've been waiting years for them to collect this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting an absolute Swamp Thing.
I've never read anything from John Byrne Superman. I have no nostalgia factor on here, so it's going to be a not a pass, but probably a wait for me. I'm in no big rush. But I know how many people love it, and I know it was a lot of people's first introduction into Superman because there was a lot of people who followed John Byrne over to DC.
Mhm.
It's very reminiscent of today with Brian Michael Bendis going over to DC for the first time and taking over Superman. So I know it's gonna be a popular one
Here's
until it gets canceled.
this is fun. Yeah. Speaking of canceled, I cannot wait for the hate-filled rant from Jess when this solicit gets canceled. It won't be a hate-filled rant. I think it's going to be one of those "I'm disappointed in you" rants.
I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah. Since I am a parent, DC is my redheaded stepchild, and I am going to be very disappointed in them if they. I think that orders for this will be through the roof. So I don't think it's going to get canceled. So I don't think the solicit's going to get canceled because I think every comic shop and every online store is going to order the heck out of this.
Yeah.
Because it should see lots of demand. So I don't think this. I think both volumes of this should see lots of demand. So
I'm gonna
don't
order
think.
at least 5. I think for the store.
Okay, that's a big statement.
I'm gonna go on record and say I think this is gonna sell out in the first day on IST.
I don't know enough about supply and demand of Omnis to make a statement like that, but go right ahead.
I think it will. I think it has the potential because people have been waiting years for this to finally come out.
But I think with Luis is I'm in his boat. I don't think it's going to sell out right away. Maybe, who knows? Again, we don't know supply and demands of this, but this is going to be one of those ones that if you're going to get it, you're going to want to get it day one just to be sure, because it's going to be one of those books that I think will bring people out of the woodwork to pick up an omnibus who normally don't pick up omnibuses, which is why I'm going to order so many for the store.
Is Jessica Alba Puerto Rican?
No, not to my knowledge.
No. I did find the quote.
She is, what is she's hot, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican.
I did find the quote from John Byrne, but I don't know if you guys want to talk.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear the quote.
This was from 2005. Personal prejudice. Hispanic and Latino women with blonde hair look like hookers to me, no matter how clean or cute they are. Somehow those skin tones that look so good with dark hair just don't work for me with lighter shades.
Do they? Okay, wait. Is that because they don't naturally have blonder hair, and he thinks that they get it highlighted and that looks hookerish?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know enough about my
Hispanic.
skin tones and Hispanic hair colors to make a comment on that. I don't have a problem with Jessica Alba at all. Her hair could be blue with pink highlights, and I would still think she was cute. So,
Oh man, that would destroy me. I would.
okay, well, it's just a thought. It's not
Not
gonna
in a
happen.
bad way, but I'm talking about like I'm gonna need some Gatorade after that. My Fitbit is gonna have so much going on.
Okay.
But that's the thing is, I mean, I don't know when you get into it, but there's a lot of naturally blonde Hispanic people out there.
Okay, good. Boom. That's the answer to my question.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
There you go.
That's fine with me. If it's a naturally occurring ethnic thing, then fine. I don't have a problem with it.
Mexican descent.
She is. Okay, well, good for her.
What were we talking? Oh yeah, we were talking about the burn on this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that thing's gonna. I agree with Gabe and Luis that if you want it, you better get it. Like, don't waste time putting it in your wish list.
And I think it's a safe bet that we'll get a second volume out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're one of these people who are like, oh, these omnibuses never released on my pay week, well, then you better start making adjustments right now.
Yeah, start saving now.
Yeah, put that money in the side today. Take that. What is it, $125? So it's gonna be like what, $75 omnibus maybe if IST does 50% off, which I think is a pretty good chance because I know Chandler is a big DC guy, so I'm pretty sure he might be head over heels with this and might do a 50% off on that. Take that money, put it in an envelope, and forget about it until July 22nd is when it comes out.
So we've got a while away.
Yeah. Put
set
$10
aside
aside a week,
Mhm.
and you'll have it set.
$10 a month, and then you're good to go right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just be ready for it. Because like I said, this is going to be one of those things where a lot of the old timers, people a little bit older than myself. And,
Right here, dude. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, they're the ones who just really, that is their era of comics. They're going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to come out of the street. They're going to come out of, out of their old folks' home, and they're going to get this.
Whoa.
Community.
Yeah.
Old folks' home.
Yeah, they're gonna take a bus that has those wheelchair ramps on it. They're gonna get it.
Funny book today.
I need to. Come on, Mom.
They're gonna get their
Come on, mother.
They're gonna get their 15-year-old grandchild to go on IST and order it for them.
Oh, great grandchild.
How do you get on that thing called the internet, Sonny?
I need my John Burton.
Here's
You
something that I agree with completely from Mr. Awesome. I'd rather see a Deanie Bats Omni someday. I agree with that.
Yeah,
That's
they
something
canceled
that.
it. It was called Hush.
Yeah, well, no, there's plenty of Deanie Tales of Streets of Gotham, Heart of Hush.
Canceled? Wasn't that an omnibus at one point, or like some kind of solicitation?
I don't know. It might have been, but a Deanie Bats Omni would be awesome. That's what Taylor Brown and I have talked about on Batter Days in the Batcave, that we would love to see a Deanie Bats Omni.
And if you don't have it already, speaking of Deanie Bats, pick up that Dark Knight, N-I-G-H-T.
Oh, it's amazing.
K-N-I?
No, N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah.
N-I-G-H-T. I looked right at it. You are correct, sir.
Make sure if you don't have that, get that. It's one of the greatest stories you're ever going to read. It's based on the story of Paul Dini getting mugged down the street from his house.
Oh, yeah.
Eduardo Riso draws the hell out of that book.
Oh, dude, those watercolor pages are beautiful.
Yeah. I'm a little bit behind. They're ripping on John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Yeah, they're still ripping on. I'm older than Jess and already on the bus in my boxers, wondering how I ended up in Pacoma.
They're gonna take their medicine that day to make sure they get it.
As a DC beginner, would Man of Steel Omni be a good start? That is from Sander.
I think you could jump into it and you'd be fine.
I think so too.
Yeah. It's like the post-crisis Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I like the profile picture though.
I haven't read it, but I know that is awesome.
Sander, yes. Oh, Mr. Awesome. That's a good picture you picked.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
Doesn't matter.
Pick some more pictures of her and put her up. They're much better than all those pictures of Omnidog people are using.
Is Chad Omnidog here?
No, Chad Omnidog is not. It is a football Sunday, and he usually gets swallowed up by football.
Oh, come on.
That used to be a real Omnidog.
OmniBros is only once in a lifetime, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Or 3 times a week.
Or 3 times a week, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that John Byrne omnibus, that's the rewritten rewritten era of Superman. I haven't read it, but if you guys think it's a good jumping on point, then go for it.
Okay, here's an answer to our question. It's his favorite WWE wrestler, Becky Lynch.
No idea who it is.
So that is, I actually met a wrestler at Baltimore Con. She was hot. Wow.
Oh, was it that lady they had at Third Eye Comics' booth?
Yeah. Did I tell you guys about that?
No, but Torpedo follows them on Instagram, so I saw that they had a thing.
Oh, and Third Eye? Let me find you a picture of that
If
young
you're
lady.
at a comic book convention, I guarantee you've probably met 400 backyard wrestlers, and then
Oh yeah.
I met what?
400 backyard wrestlers.
Sometimes professional wrestlers. You'll see professional wrestlers walking all around.
Oh yeah, at San Diego, I've ran into like Stone Cold a few times.
Yeah.
Now, I was not familiar. Ring of Honor is what she.
At MegaCon last year, I ran into Braun Strowman a few times. He's fucking huge.
This
I ran into Chris
was,
Benoit once at the lap machine.
This woman was built like. Let me see if I can get this mirroring correct.
No, that's good.
Got it.
That is the biggest smile I've seen on Jess's face in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
my hair flipped up. Like I got extra body in my hair there. I'm like, hello. And there's her Ring of Honor belt. Let's
His hair
get
got an
paid.
erection.
What do you think about the John Byrne omnibus?
Her name was Kelly Klein, Ring of Honor, Women of Honor World Champion. Women of Honor World Champion. she was, I don't know, probably 120 pounds of solid steel. Wow. She gave me a hug, and I was not the same person afterwards. Yeah, she was. No, I did not hide my gut. I was melted. I was melted butter for that. I was like, okay, Kelly, please. And then she was like, oh, and can I have another picture of you for my social media? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take another picture with you, Miss Klein. So that was cool. That was cool.
All right. So what else do we got for solicitations? Weird Western Tales. Jonah Hex, which was originally the Jonah Hex Omnibus, is now solicited as just a hardcover.
Oh, not an omnibus.
Right.
How many pages?
528.
Not coming out.
No, I think it is coming out. I will. I'll bet you a hamburger from In-N-Out. You Welsher, you.
Actually, I think that will come out. That's just what I'm feeling.
So that's how many issues then? That's probably like the first. Well, that was in Weird Western Tales, and those were like just 10 pages each. Those first Jonah Hex stories.
So it's going to collect All-Star Western 10 through 11, Weird Western Tales 12 through 14, and 16 through 38. There's a lot of issues, but like you said, those Bronze Age things, those are a lot of just backup stories.
Yeah, they were like 10 pagers.
You might as well fucking call this an omnibus.
I suspect it's a marketing thing. They don't want to say Bronze Age Omnibus, whereas Weird Western Tales sells a little bit better, I think.
They have no fucking clue what they are doing in that department.
I just want the material.
I don't think
if it sells, then maybe we'll get the Palmiotti stuff.
I don't think they know what they're doing, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them.
I'm trying to see if I could find the original solicitation and see how many pages it was.
Gio's voice sounds deep and mellifluous with that.
Maybe we should all get new mic.
With that mic. Wow.
Maybe we should all get that new mic.
And what was the new premium format that they just announced?
Oh, yeah. Black Label premium format?
Yeah, it was called like Prestige Plus, right?
Prestige Plus.
Ah!
Wait, who was that just now?
No, that wasn't me.
That just erupted.
Me.
Okay, so the original, the Jonah Hex Omnibus was originally 888 pages.
Wow.
So this has been completely redesigned. And it was originally $125.
They probably want to split it up into 2 books.
No, it's a hardcover because it's not an omnibus because the dimensions are different, I think. No, wait.
Yeah.
I think it might be maybe an oversized hardcover. Because the original dimensions was 10.9 inches high by 7.5 inches wide.
Wait, what are we talking about?
What is going to be an omnibus?
Oh.
Like size-wise?
The Jonah Hex thing?
The Jonah Hex thing, yeah. And the new one is 7 by 10. I don't know if that's the same or not. I don't know. When they switch up fucking measurements with height and width, I get confused.
I do too.
God, man, thank you, because I felt like I was an idiot for a second.
No,
More than usual.
I remember specifically somebody, like about 8 months ago, somebody asked my opinion on whether something was a omnibus or not and gave me the dimensions. I'm like, oh yes, that's an omnibus size. And it turned out to be like digest size or something. And I looked like a complete doofus. So
somebody that ordered that was really pissed when they got their package.
Yeah. So I give no opinions on size. Size does matter, and I'm not giving an opinion on it.
They opened their package and they just screamed into the sky, "OmniDog!"
Hey, here's a compliment. You guys rock. Right on, River. Thanks. Thank you, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Mr. Awesome says usually DC books have deluxe in their title, otherwise they're standard.
That would
I
be
can't believe they put out a 528-page book though that is standard.
Yeah, I
That
think it's
seems
gonna be
odd
excellent.
to me. I would assume this is an oversized book.
Well, we'll see what happens. Watch this get canceled and then resolicited as a trade paperback.
Oh my god, with the matted paper.
Oh
Paper
god.
Oh
Oh yeah, the that newsprint like they did in
Yeah.
Batman Volume 4.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't care about that.
I didn't
mind
either,
that.
but
I like
I
it.
do-
I like the texture. It's
It was-
better
I
than
brought it up. I brought it to Tom King, and he didn't like it. He said something that those deluxes should be deluxe. You know, it should be the better quality paper and everything.
I stood in line and got my Miracle Man signed by Tom King and Mitch Gerards, and I asked him. I got shot down rather quickly. I asked him to be on the show.
Oh,
He said, well, he didn't shoot me down, but he did say, you need to go through DC's media guy, and he gave me his Twitter handle. He wrote it down. I gave him an OmniBros card. He gave me his Twitter handle. I wrote it down on an OmniBros card, so I have it upstairs. So he wasn't a jerk by any means at all. He just said, I'm not likely to remember to do it unless DC tells me to. So he gave me the guy's Twitter handle. So I don't actually do Twitter. So one of you guys can ask this guy. I have his name.
first of all, I'm amazed they have a media guy. That's news. Considering all the stuff they do. Wow. Okay. He needs more of a presence, I think.
Maybe
Well-
he meant marketing guy. I don't know.
Well, that's who you go through and say, can Tom King please be on the show? And he'll say yes, and he'll hook up Tom with your show. And T will remind Tom, you're going to be on OmniBros this Thursday at 8:00, and he'll remember.
Can I get that job? That sounds so easy and awesome.
Yeah, really. That's actually true.
Okay.
I'm going to be the guy at DC that just cancels all the books. So that seems pretty easy too.
That's getting to be a pretty big job.
You get people's hopes up and cancel them. That's your job.
I think it's just some guy on a spreadsheet that just like highlights a bunch of cells and then clicks delete.
Deet, deet, deet.
Yeah, nobody's gonna want this John Byrne book. Bye.
Yeah. John Byrne, you know what? You know what'll really sell? A trade paperback version of this. And then we're going to put out an absolute version of it.
Followed by an omnibus.
Speaking of something that was absolute and is now an omnibus, Preacher.
Mhm.
Preacher is now an Omni.
Yep.
Preacher is,
How-
up on here.
Is it just going to be one Omni? Like 1,500 pages? Two Omnis.
No, two.
Yeah, I guess because it's a little over 1,000 pages. It's going to be Preacher 1 through 33, Saint of Killers 1 through 4, Preacher Special Cassidy Blood and Whiskey #1.
Okay.
125 bucks coming out July. July's gonna be a busy month. That's a busy month.
We have not. Okay. Derek Chua says 7x10 is trade paperback. 7.5x11 is OHC.
Nice.
Oh no, because I'm looking at the dimensions for this Preacher Omnibus, and it's 7 by 10.8.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't wanna-
because every time anybody does any kind of dimensions, they always switch it up.
Yeah. Forget
It's,
it. Let's not even
one
get
is
in
it?
that.
Is it 7 high? Is it 7 deep? Yeah, whatever. But this is the omnibus for 25th anniversary of Preacher. The first 33 issues plus some of the mini series, 125 bucks. And this is another thing we've talked about this many of times before, where they just keep doing the same books in different formats. I feel like this is taking the place of another omnibus that we could have gotten instead, where we already have this in trades.
Like
hardcovers.
Hitman or Question.
Exactly.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
We already have premium hardcovers. We have the absolutes, and we have the trade paperback for Preacher.
Right.
Don't need.
And trades too. That's the one I have.
That's why I totally agree. That's like why the Absolute Man. That's why we could have used like Hitman. You could have used that paper for Hitman or the question.
Or Pharaoh Lad book.
Oh my God. Omar was up my nose the entire 3 days about Pharaoh Lad. Pharaoh Lad this, Pharaoh Lad that. Oh my God, he was up my nose about Pharaoh Lad. Holy shit.
Wow,
Pharaoh
Omar
Lad
sounds
and
annoying.
Darkhawk all 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He didn't say anything this morning about Pharaoh Lad as he left. Thank God. But oh my God, Pharaoh Lad and Darkhawk all up my nose. Holy shit. No, we have not discussed the Joker movie yet. I haven't seen it.
Jess, you have a job to do right now. Somebody's asking about your savior.
About what?
Somebody's
Matt.
Matthew's asking about your
What's
savior.
a Pharaoh Lad?
Everybody strap in. We've got a 20-minute conversation.
Story time.
No, we do have
I'm
story
gonna get a
time.
little beer and wash my
Once
hands real
upon a
quick.
time, in a land far in the future, the Legion of Superheroes existed. No, okay, we're not going to talk about that because we still have the Spectre to talk about. The Spectre.
Cool.
Well, I told you earlier, Jess, I found a first appearance of Pharaoh Lad at the store.
I know, that's right. You showed me a
Yeah.
copy of that. And it actually sounded pretty affordable. He was just getting... Oh, that was the one with... where it was super easy to see on the cover who the trader was going to be. Even 8-year-old me could see who the trader was going to be on the cover. It was like one of these candidates for the Legion is going to be a traitor, and it was like Princess Projectra, Pharaoh Lad, Kid Nemesis. Oh, I wonder who it's going to be. Kid Nemesis might have been Captain Bad Guy.
Kid, totally not the villain.
Kid Nemesis. He had like a super scowl on his face while everybody else was like ready to rock and roll, and he was like, "Rawr."
I wonder who the bad guy is in this story.
Yeah, who's the bad guy? Let's see. So, how's the charity going next week? That's a good question, Darsh. Next week is the day. We need
Really?
a transmit omnibus, to be fair. Yeah. Okay. I agree.
I don't know.
Next week is the day that we cosplay and give reviews. So I guess I better download and review that Darkhawk book. And
Wow.
Lou needs to read his Kelly Lou DeConnick books.
And I already read my my Berserk volumes.
And he's
so.
already read his Berserk. And Geekdom has to watch Inside Out and give his review from
Gross.
that cold, dark circle of hell where he lives.
Called
That-
Puerto Rico.
Damn it! You beat me to it. Shit! I was literally gonna say the same thing.
Okay. I'll watch those movies. I hate them, but I'll watch them.
Did you get the 4Ks? They just came out like a few weeks ago.
I haven't. I'm waiting. I have a digital copy, and I have Coco on 4K. I just don't have Inside Out. If I like Inside Out when I rewatch it, I might end up buying it.
Coco in 4K looks amazing.
Oh, it
Oh
has
my
to be.
gosh, that must look beautiful.
All those City of Lights at the end,
Oh.
or not at the end, but in
Yep.
the afterlife.
Now, this is a question. Matthew Mongi, did you raise enough money for OmniDog to shave his head? That's a separate thing where these guys are going to have to arrange a GoFundMe to buy a life-size Harley Quinn at Gabe's retailer price of, what was it, $3,200?
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds. about
Yeah,
right.
that's going to have to, that's separate from this.
We still got
that
to figure out the $1,000 mark. Are we gonna eat? Are we gonna do the candy corn pizza? Are we gonna do that that eye bleaching thing?
Oh my god.
No, I'm not doing that either.
I'm
Fuck that.
not doing that either.
or the two of them together. You
I
bleach your eye while you eat candy corn pizza.
How about
that
you
is-
eat the bleach and put candy corn on your eye?
That
There
is that eye bleaching thing is the stupidest shit since the fire challenge.
yeah,
what?
those. I don't think we're doing $1,000 thing. I think we're settling for $800 and being very pleased that we did that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's $300 more than our goal. That's awesome. Or was 500 even our goal, or was it 450? What was our goal? 500?
500.
500?
Mm-hmm.
How much did we raise last
Yeah.
year? Like 500, right?
Yeah, it was close to 500 what we raised last year. So we've almost doubled what we made last year.
Yeah. We don't have $1,000 target, Adarsh. We're going to stick with just what we are at. We can't come up with a suitable $1,000 target
Yeah.
because it either involves a contact lens of candy corn or something, and we don't know what. It's just not going to work.
Plus,
It's just that what it is that that is way beyond our expectations that we thought we could ever do. So we didn't think that far ahead to do like what we do if we hit $1,000.
Yeah, we were surprised we hit 500 so fast, and then we got to 750 with stretch goals, and so that is going to be fun. That 750 stretch goal, reading the Batman Damned, like old time radio hour.
we won't do it that same episode though, right?
No, not the
that's
same
not
episode.
Yeah, there's too much going on in that episode as it is.
Yeah, we'll set up a separate Sunday for that.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of you really wanted to see Jess and I in drag, so you guys came up with $500 real quick.
Well, now there's a new stretch goal. They want to see Gabe a live reading manga in Sailor Moon cosplay.
I would love to see that, but I don't think Gabe's going to do that.
That's not going to happen.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I can find a Sailor Moon outfit.
So quickly.
You would have to PayPal Gabe $1,000 personally for that shit.
Maybe I could just get one of those Scoops Ahoy outfits and modify it. Oh, but just when to get that reference because he only saw 15 minutes of Stranger Things 1 or Stranger Things 3 episode 1.
I saw the whole episode.
Oh, yeah, you saw the Scoops Ahoy stuff, right?
Yeah, that's where they sneak
Okay.
in. That's how they get into the movie theater for free, right?
Yeah.
Is that where my guy with the perfect hair works? The
The ice cream
store. Yeah.
With who's the woman that plays that character? Is she like someone's daughter? I'm
Yeah.
sure she's someone's daughter. I mean, every woman is someone's daughter, but I mean, I think she was like a family person's like relative. Whatever. Someone in the chat will help us out there. All right. So Spectre, right?
Yeah. Is that Silver Age Spectre?
It is the Gardner Fox. Spectre.
Yeah. That's got some Carmine Infantino and Neil Adams artwork then?
Ooh.
It says Carmine Infantino, Jim Aparo, which is amazing, and Bernie Wrightson. No Neil Adams from this.
No Neil Adams.
Wow.
Well, then what issues of
Well,
what?
it does say and others, but I don't think anybody would ever in their right mind group Neil Adams with and others.
Well,
No.
Infantino did Murphy Anderson did like issue 1, but then Neil Adams took over issues like 2 through 10 or something, I think.
I don't think any of that's in here. Okay, so here's the solicit for it.
Okay.
Omnibus is collecting Showcase 60 through 61 and 64.
Yeah.
Brave and the Bold 72, 75, 116, 180, and 199. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Spectre 1 through 10. Adventure Comics 431 through 440.
That's the Aparo stuff. Spectre 1 through 10 is definitely going to have Neil Adams stuff.
Okay, and DC Comics presents 29 and Ghosts 97 through 99.
I am definitely getting that. That is going to be awesome.
This is one of the ones. This is going to be my my cancellation speculation.
That is going to, oh my God, that would break my heart. That's going to have some of your top illustrators of the day on it.
I love Spectre. I've read a handful of these before back in the day, here and there. I found ready copies of these books, and I love the. I found out about the Spectre when Hal Jordan became the Spectre, and I kind of followed backwards a little bit. So I do have a lot of appreciation for Gardner Fox and the Neil Adams and Jim Aparo stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone besides me and Jess really care about this character. Oh, and that DC animated short they did, it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. I love it.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Gosh, I have to see that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Jesus.
No.
It's on
You gotta see it.
the Shazam Superman movie DVD thing, because they had like 3 shorts with it. It was this, a Jonah Hex one that was really, really good also, and a Green Arrow one that was actually pretty damn good too.
And it was on what?
The Shazam Superman animated movie.
They used to release them individually with the animated features, but then they did like a 30-minute Shazam Superman story, and they added all the other ones as extras in that Blu-ray.
I used to,
but I think you can find them on the DC app, or am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure.
I know they were.
I canceled my subscription a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could get them on there. I used to love those animated shorts that they were putting out. The Animal Man one was great.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, they've got a
With Weird Al.
Huh?
With Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's him?
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
That makes me want to go back and watch UHF. Anybody remember that movie?
I remember that movie.
UHF.
That was funny as heck.
I love Weird Al.
You know what else is funny as heck? Is Grandma's Boy.
I know, and I'm watching it this week. As a matter of fact, I'm giving you my word of honor. I'm watching it this week.
No worries, man. I'm not holding you to anything.
I know, but I have nothing but doctor's appointments and reading of comic books on my schedule this week, so I can carve out time to see Grandma's Boy.
That sounds like a good week.
Yeah. That's a week where you watch Grandma's Boy and basketball back to back.
Wow, I haven't seen, man.
Basketball.
Oh, it still holds up. That's still an amazing movie. That's still great.
Oh. It's crazy to think that those guys are like the creators of South Park now have like a Tony Award-winning play for the Book of Mormon, and it sells out everywhere that they go, and just
I think they've won I think they got a trifecta, don't they? No, I don't think they won an Oscar yet, have they? Maybe for best song.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Why do I want to think Blame Canada won an Oscar?
I don't know.
Blame Canada won an Oscar?
I still want to see Book of Mormon. I haven't seen it live yet. I want to go see it.
Or is it
haven't
everybody
either.
has AIDS? I don't know.
I love this Oscar speculation. Everyone has AIDS.
I'm pretty sure they won something for that.
I want to say they have a trifecta. They have an Emmy, they have a Tony, and they have an Oscar. I want to say.
Gio, you should look that up right away. What does Trey Parker have an Oscar for?
If he didn't get one for basketball, that's a sin, because that movie's still great. They were doing that movie at the same time while just staying up all night to do South Park episodes.
Yeah.
South Park has won Emmys, but they've got Tonys and Grammys, but I don't think they got Oscars.
Okay.
So
There's
no goat
justice in this world.
forgot.
Mr. Awesome, what did they win an Oscar for? They've already got a Grammy.
They haven't won the Oscar.
We don't see that they have an Oscar for anything.
Let me check. I might be wrong. I probably am.
Daniel K., I've read Wildstorm and it rocks utterly. Oops. Your O in EGOT is oops.
That South Park movie is still fucking funny. I saw it over the summer and I was still dying laughing.
Okay, I'll be right back. I got one thing.
Team America almost broke them. Like creating Team America while doing South Park, that was the biggest pain in the ass that they ever had to do.
So Trey Parker has 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, 4 Tonys, and a Grammy Award.
Holy crap.
Close to the EGOT.
I mean, seriously, Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld should totally have a brand.
What'd I miss?
I love that.
Damn it, I missed something funny.
You don't want
Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld. I haven't thought about that in forever.
you don't want South Park, right, Jeff?
I've watched it enough to know the characters. I've seen several episodes.
Okay.
I'm surprised they can still get away with what they get away with in that show.
I haven't been watching the last 2 seasons though. I need to catch up.
Okay, where are we? We totally just going off on tangents. So Spectre Omnibus, that got announced.
Okay,
That's going to be my speculation for cancellation. I think only 5 people care.
I am one of them.
That's pretty good.
What else is on here? The Jeff Johns Flash Omnibus is getting. Is it being resolicited? Why is it on here for?
Because it's Jeff John's name and they have to keep everything of his name.
Where are we with Jeff Johns and Stargirl? Did that get resolicited?
It should. There's a TV show coming out soon.
There is?
Yeah.
Stargirl?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Animated or
There's-
live?
Live.
It's a live action series that was going to be on the DC app, but now it's going to be moved to CW as part of their CW shows.
Oh wow! So it got upgraded. You got promoted.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
always a simple quality.
So where are we with the book then? I know it got canceled, but then I thought it might have gotten resolicited. I want that book.
So the Jeff Johns Flash Omnibus, this is in stock now. That must be coming out pretty soon. Maybe that's why it's on here. That doesn't make sense. But below that, here on the solicitations is a fan favorite, which is Green Arrow Year 1 by Andy Diggle and Jock.
Deluxe edition, right?
It's a deluxe, correct?
Nice. Oh, you know what sucks about the solicitations? They solicited the Animal Man 30th anniversary thing from Grant Morrison. We had a hardcover, so I thought they were going to come out with a volume 2, but no, they resolicited volume 1 as a trade paperback instead of putting out volume 2 in a hardcover.
Ugh.
I don't get it.
That's not good at all.
People
That's
keep asking about
what's
that
so
book.
upsetting about this stuff is that we're so, I don't know what it's called when you're just kind of just used to the abuse.
Oh yeah, when battered wife syndrome.
Something like that, yes. Stockholm syndrome or whatever you want to call it, where it's just like, oh, this is really great. It was probably never going to happen. This is really great. It was probably never going to happen.
Yeah, it's battered wife syndrome.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do? Like, boycott DC releases? Then that's just self-fulfilling prophecies at that point.
That you're not going to have anything.
Yeah, seriously. Like, oh, this is probably going to get canceled. Yeah, because nobody wanted to support it. Because nobody believes it's coming out.
We've got battered
I'd like to
comic
think-
fan syndrome.
I'd like to think in an alternate Earth, those people are getting hundreds of Omnis.
From DC?
Yeah, just every single run, just Omni for you, Omni for you. And
Is
here
Marvel the stupid publisher there, or are they equally
probably.
smart?
No, probably it's role reversal.
No, okay, then I like to think on Earth 2 they've got the best of both worlds, where it's just like collected edition heaven. Marvel and DC just pumping out all the collected edition glory possible.
That'd be awesome.
On Earth 2, the OmniBros are all white and Jess is Hispanic.
Jesus Bragg.
OmniBros.
Omnipero.
Oh wow. Wow, that'd be something actually. Wow.
I come on to visit Earth 2 now.
You guys are
I bet
60s.
Earth 2 Jess has got the greatest lowrider ever.
You guys are in your 60s and I'm 30. I'm the young guy. I'm the young Hispanic. I'm the young, cocky Hispanic, and you guys are the old guard.
Yeah.
And we're the one like waiting for things like
Marvel
Gardner Fox.
Masterworks.
Yeah, Gardner Fox, Spectre,
Marvel Masterworks, that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all Silver Age, Silver Foxes.
Pharaoh Lad, and when's my greatest adventure omnibus gonna come out?
Scott
I
LaBelle,
just got a copy of my Greatest Adventure 80, the first Doom Patrol.
Scott LaBelle is the Alan Moore of the comic book industry in that universe.
Oh wow.
All right, so Batman White Knight Deluxe Edition. I thought we already knew about this, but this is officially solicited now.
Yeah.
And what else? There's something on here I saw. Oh, this is interesting because a lot of you guys really railed against this book just recently. And this is getting a new trade paperback edition, and that's Batman Broken City by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rito.
Did I tell you that I had about a 10-minute chat with Brian Azzarello at Baltimore?
Wait, how come we didn't lead off with that? You're telling us that now?
Deal with that shit, man.
He was sitting right next to Peter Tomasi, who I also asked if he wanted to be on our show.
Yeah.
And he said, give me your information. This was a blow off. Totally. He said, give me your information. And if I can work it into my schedule, I'll email you, which is a totally polite way of let's just be friends. The girl just totally turned me down for the date. And he didn't have a line or anything. At least Tom King said, run it through DC. But yeah, Peter J. Tomasi totally blew me off. But sitting right next to him was Brian Azzarello. And he had all his stuff there, multiple copies of Batman Damned. And I just went up to him and I said, I've been reading comics for 55 years, and you are responsible for the greatest Batman story I have ever read, and I loved it. It had the greatest twist ever, and that is Knights of Vengeance, the Flashpoint Batman story. It totally changed my life. It turned my life around. It was a jaw-dropping moment, and we got into a 10 minutes conversation about it. And that's what we talked about the whole time, was the fact that nobody had done it before, that DC wanted him to write a continuing series of it, and he wouldn't do it. He said, nope, that was the one moment. That was all it was going to be. That was it. I finished it off, and I'm proud of the way I finished it off. And I lathered him up really well. I just said, and I meant it too, because I love that story. It's my favorite Batman story. And we didn't talk about that other book at all.
Oh, you should at least brought it up somehow.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to. After all the shits I've taken on it, there was no way I was going to talk about it at all. I just absolutely lathered him up about Knights of Vengeance.
Well, good for you, Jeff. You wanted to keep it positive. That's
and he was absolutely delightful. He could not have been a nicer guy.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Man, every time I've ever talked to him, he's always been kind of a hard ass.
Not I've heard.
Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like, he never was rude to me or blew me off, but he's just very stern in the way.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But but somebody said, are you? I was standing in front of him because I was looking at something, and I was standing in front of him, and somebody said, are you still open for signings? And he said, yeah. And he pointed to me and he said, this guy's my line. And I said, oh, and that's when I started talking about the Knights of Vengeance story.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't shit on him, because he just gone through some really bad personal shit. So,
I am totally rethinking my root beer strategy after that experience. I am rethinking my strategy.
Well,
I'm
retiring the root beer thing.
I think that I may save it for really, really bad things like Savage Highway, where they use rape as a way to move the story forward and didn't treat it like the heinous crime it really is. To me, that deserves the root beer bath, and not just a bad story with gorgeous art. That, to me, that's just not. Now that I think about it, does that really deserve root beer more than Savage Highway, where they just tossed off this rape all the time. There was rape throughout the book. It was a European book. It was like a humanoids book, and he just kept raping this woman, and she tried to turn the rape into this act of love or something. It was just awful.
Yeah.
That was like the first book I ever root beered, and it was just an awful book. It was just terrible. And is that really put it in the same class? Is Batman Damned really in the same class as that? And the guys at Bat Force Radio made me look at it differently. So I'm starting to think differently about books like that.
I was wondering if it's because you actually met the creator and had a civil, nice conversation, and now you see that he's a person.
Yeah, I agree. That made me think twice about it. That maybe he just had a bad experience, and maybe editorial did step in and goof up his book, and he couldn't do anything about it. And he and Lee Bermeo poured their heart and souls into it, and it just didn't work out. But compared to Savage Highway, they are not even in the same city, let alone ballpark. They should not be treated the same. And I'm rethinking my strategy about that. I mean,
well, if you want to make up for it, I know where you can get a signed copy of Batman Damned.
Do you still have 70?
No, we still have 100.
Oh, you still?
we haven't put them up. We haven't put them up for sale yet. They're just sitting in the back. I think I've sold like 2 or 3 in the store just because I brought it up to people who brought it up. Asked if we had copies of Batman Damned, and I was like, you know what I got? That's better than that. Signed copies of Batman Damned. One of those kinds of things. But we haven't put them up on our website yet or anything. So.
Oh shit. No, that's.
Or is it because real quick, or is it because a certain somebody did a lot of praise on that book in a different group?
That's very cool of you, Jess. It's just,
I didn't pick up on what you were saying until just now. That's funny.
You need to talk to your son.
My son.
No, that's very cool, Jess. You're kind of reevaluating your system and stuff like that.
I am.
I can honestly say, even if I met Chris Ware, I would still hate every fucking thing he puts out. That mutant-headed freak.
You should go up to him and talk to him like Butthead.
Freddie Alonso, the answer is yes. Kevin Smith's Batman still deserved it. That was just a wrong. No, I don't take that back. I don't take that one back.
Okay, now we talked earlier about DC repackaging books that are already in fine collected editions into other not so fine collected editions, or collected editions that might not be needed because there's already different formats of it.
Oh my God, is this about Watchmen again?
No, this is about Ex Machina Compendium Volume 1 trade paperback.
What is this? I don't know about this.
That's coming out?
Yeah, it's in the Solicits. Under Black Label. Was Ex Machina Vertigo?
It was originally Wildstorm.
Ex Machina was Wildstorm, and then it got moved over to Vertigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Ex Machina. It was so good.
Now wait, has it gotten an absolute or omnibus? Has it got an omnibus?
It has an omnibus.
Yeah. It does have an
omnibus.
omnibus.
And it had Wildstorm branded. Are they oversized hardcovers, or I think they might be an oversized hardcovers. Mm-hmm. Either way, there's been multiple formats of it. Yeah.
And what's the compendium? It's a soft cover?
It's a soft cover omnibus, basically.
Yeah.
That's worthless.
That's a waste of paper.
That totally is.
It's 1 through 5. I'm sorry, 1 through 25, and Ex Machina Special 1 through 2.
So we're gonna have a second.
Why do they call it 1 through 2? Why not just say 1 and 2? I'm sorry, that's weird.
I agree.
Is anybody kind of going off topic a little bit? But is anybody watching Watchmen tonight? I'm actually super excited to see this tonight.
I have heard nothing but amazing things about it.
Same. I'm super excited.
Several different sources have just given it 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's HBO, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna have to pirate that somehow or something.
Yeah,
give
me
your
too.
HBO Go password.
I am super.
It'll be easy.
The cast.
If you know how to look for that stuff, it's easy.
Yeah. No, I got a website. You know, if I don't have to, where I don't have to watch it on my computer or have to like download it on my computer, put it onto my my portable hard drive and plug it in my PlayStation. You know, if I don't have to do that, that'd be fine. But I'll do it.
Jeremy Irons is an older Ozymandias. I'm in.
That sounds awesome.
I know nothing about this other than it's like supposed to be a reimagining or something that's not Watchmen.
It's like a reboot, right?
No, it's a
continuation.
It's a continuation of the book of the book.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's my understanding is it's set in the same universe and it's a continuation of the book. Robert Redford is president of the United States and he's been president for like the past 15 years or something like that.
So it's got Robert Redford and Jeremy Irons?
I don't know if he's actually in it, if Robert Redford's actually in it, but if you remember at the end of Watchmen, they say that Robert Redford is running for president. Well, that actually ended up happening.
Oh.
In the background, you could actually see a photo, like in the trailer, of Robert Redford as the president.
So it's okay. So it's just continuing as it's just a continuation of the book.
Yes.
Oh, I totally want to see that. Well, everybody has heaped praise on it. I got to figure out how to get that.
Let's try and watch it, and then we'll do a review next week or whenever we can.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to have you give me a lesson on how to watch it. Weekdom.
No problem. All right.
Okay.
So,
all right. So what else got solicited?
I'm scrolling through.
They're doing
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it, Gil. Excuse me.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say what's odd is a Flash of Two Worlds Deluxe Edition hardcover.
How many? What is that? All the Silver Age and Golden Age appearances of those two?
I'm guessing it's it's Flash 123, of course, which is the first Earth 2 and the first crossover. 129, 137, 155, 170, 173.
Yeah, those are all the Golden Age and Silver Age appearances. All the Jay Garrick appearances with all the Barry Allen and all the Barry Allen Flash books.
That's just an odd, just kind of mixing of issues.
That's a deluxe?
It's a deluxe hardcover, yeah.
I'll get that.
I think they're doing that.
Except they're already in the omnibus.
The Crisis show.
What's that?
I think they're doing all those reprintings and Crisis editions because of the TV crossover, the Infinite Crisis TV show. I think that's why.
At this point, everybody is in that thing. I'm expecting Jess to show up in the middle of the episode too.
Everybody except Lex Luthor.
That is a really impressive crossover. If every rumor turns out to be true, that's even better, like crossover wise, than what they did at Marvel, because you're asking of getting different properties from different eras that are not related to each other. You got like Birds of Prey, Tim Burton Batman. There's a rumor that the new Titans show might cross over, or the characters will show up. It's all over the place. We'll see.
It sounds like a little too much to handle. Like,
and they did reveal the Anti-Monitor, and it looks pretty good. It's not like the huge Galactus monster, but it looks pretty good.
Are we talking about Legends of Tomorrow?
All the CW shows, they're crossing over and doing Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
So it's going to be called Crisis on Infinite Earths?
It's a 5-hour event or something.
Whoa, I might watch that.
Michael Rose. He turned it down because they apparently they reached out to him and they said this is the guy that played Lex Luthor on Smallville, the best incarnation of Lex Luthor. I think.
Oh yeah, why'd he turn it down?
They reached out to him and they said, "Hey, do you want to be on this? We don't have a script and we really don't have anything as far as what we know what we're doing with the character, but do you want to be on the show?" He said, "No, thank you."
And are you willing to get paid like scale or minimum wage or whatever?
What's he doing?
Podcast.
Probably. Let's get him on the show and see what he's doing.
He's doing podcasts. He's got.
He legitimately has a podcast, and it's actually pretty darn good. It's a lot of fun interviews and a lot of talk of mental health and stuff like that. It's a good listen.
Yeah.
Another one that's a really good listen that you wouldn't expect to be a good listen is the Mike Tyson's podcast.
Wait, Mike Tyson has a podcast?
Mike Tyson has a podcast, and it's
is that the name of it?
It's called hot boxing. So it's Mike Tyson and Evan. I don't know who it is. It's an NFL player, so I have no idea who it is. Where they legitimately get into this room, they get high as shit, and they have interviews with the ones I listened to. Where you had interviews with Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, LL Cool J, Joe Button. There's a lot more on there, but those are the ones. Like I think Jimmy Fallon's on there. But the thing is I've always thought Mike Tyson was one of the scariest monsters that we've ever produced in the society. That guy is my champ. He is the champ's champ. Mm-hmm. And he still like scares me today. I showed you the video of him just still working people. And still got the moves. He still got the footwork. But he gets in there and he talks about, his life and how he screwed up and how he's making amends and all this stuff. And I always thought he was an idiot because of the lisp and kind of the jokes that always been made about him. No, he's a pretty profound person. I mean, he has the lisp and he sounds silly saying some of these things, but there's a lot of good stuff in there that he's talking about. It's incredible.
Huh.
Hot boxing. So if you want to listen to Mike Tyson high as shit with like rappers or other boxers and just talking existential stuff, where he talks about like DMT and the stuff that he saw in there and how that changed his life and how that changed and broke his ego and all this stuff, and how he was only a champ and he only fought as hard as he fought because he was really just a scared little boy inside. Then you listen to that podcast.
Yeah, he's somebody that he realizes now that he fucked up early on in life and that he's trying to make amends for it as much as possible over the last few years. And stuff
and he's totally open about the sex addiction and the rape case he caught and just all kinds of crazy stuff.
Wow.
I think the one I'm listening to now has Snoop Dogg in it. So, but they get into it. Like he just, man, that guy, he's seen it all. He knows everybody. He's been around. He talks about his time with Tupac. He talks about all the hip hop artists that he grew up. He saw it as it happened, and all the boxing. He talks a lot about boxing and a lot about. LL Cool J was on there talking about how LL Cool J did one of those like family history kind of breakdowns with his blood type or whatever, and he found out how he came from like a freed slave who was one of the best boxers in the universe, and lots of great stuff that comes out of that podcast. So.
Well, you are a connoisseur of podcasts. I know by spending time with you, you listen to a lot of podcasts.
I do. Not really much anymore, but yeah, I listen.
Oh, really?
To mostly podcasts. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of I fell out of interest of, but yeah. Like I usually listen to a lot of celebrity podcasts. I usually don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't really care about celebrities and their opinions on a lot of things, but. Like that Mike Tyson one was really cool, only because I caught it because there's Bone Thugs and Harmony on there. I was like, I'm going to listen to this. And it was something else.
The chat is talking about Ryan Stegman's podcast. I didn't know he had a podcast.
Yeah, him and Donnie Cates had one together.
Cool.
It was it's a lot of kayfabe, like it's a lot of like them like in character as being super cocky, and I kind of just lost interest in that. But yeah. All right, so what else we got in here for solicitations? Speaking of Fables, there's Jack of Fables Deluxe Edition Volume 3.
I am torn on those. I know those are beautiful books, but I also was kind of not that. Yeah, it's Jack of Fables.
Not good.
No, I wasn't that knocked out by Jack of Fables. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I didn't love it like I loved Fairest. Or how I loved Fables. And I loved Cinderella.
Which one had the Adam Hughes covers?
Fairest.
Fairest, oh. Well, that should get an absolute. Or whatever you want to do. Hardcover. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Cinderella story was great.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I think that's all the highlights of the DC solicits.
All right.
Cinderella's Secret Spy minis were great. I agree, Mr. Awesome. They were great. And I just figured out that I sold all my Fairest books and comic books, my floppies, and so I don't have Fairest. So I need to order them from the trade paperbacks from InStockTrades.com. where I can
Ooh.
get my comic book collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an OmniBros Live discount code. If you're in the United States and order $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping on that. I know, that's pretty darn good. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's at stocktrades.com, where I will be getting my fairest trade paperbacks. I might be waiting on those till they have a DC sale. Sometimes that stacks, and that would be boss to get them for 47% off or 45% off or something crazy. No, I like that. Thank you for oohing and eyeing during that. I appreciate that.
Maybe they're on the damage section.
Yeah.
People are going crazy for those damaged books.
I saw that Friday when I was at Baltimore. I couldn't do anything about it because I was in the con, but
Probably for the best.
I saw there was a crazy damage sale, like $32 or $25 for a bunch of books.
Mhm.
There's Kim. I recognize her. FYI, only here for the Jess jingle. Thank you, Kim.
We're all here just for the Just Jingle.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Get us to $1,200, and we'll make a rap jingle for IST.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We'll make a rap video on everything.
Like Prison Mike from The Office.
Prison Mike.
By the way, Jess, I agree with the chat. You do need to play the Telltale games.
The Wolf Among Us?
Yes. Have you played that?
I had that on my desktop of my old computer that Nemo spilled Coke on.
You need to play that game.
I need to play that?
Nemo
Yes.
killed Fables.
Nemo killed Fables.
It's so good. It's a prequel to the comic book, but you'll love it. It's fantastic. One of my favorite
Go
games.
back and do a readathon of Fables.
I need to do that too. It's a Wolf Among Us. The Wolf Among Us. It's one of those. Oh, it's a Telltale game, right?
Mhm.
Somebody just said that. Okay.
Yeah. It's on the PS4 and Xbox and PC.
Yeah, I
And-
think it's on disc too. I think they made physical copies of it, right?
Yeah, there are physical copies.
It's one of those things where you make a choice and it
Mhm.
affects what you do next, and then you make another choice and then it
Yeah.
affects what happens next.
Yeah, and then they have quick time events. Like if you're in a fight, you have to press a button to skip or dodge and stuff. But
I can download it for the PS4.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
do
it's
that
still there.
today. Okay.
They had one for Walking Dead too.
I
Yeah.
played that one. I played that one on my iPad.
That first season of the Walking Dead game was really good, actually.
Yeah, I played that
Yeah.
one. It was good.
I would say the games are better than the actual comic, to be honest.
Yeah, because you give a shit about the characters.
Yeah, you're invested with that. I've only played the first two. I need to get that final season.
Of Walking
It's on
Dead?
the Vita for the 4 people
Oh, the
who
Walking
have a
Dead, yeah.
PlayStation Vita.
Vita. Huh?
Oh, the Vita.
I never actually got Vita.
I never got one either. Yeah, the Switch kicked its ass.
I had one because I was working at PlayStation when those came out.
The Switch is
Nice.
everything the Vita wanted it to be, and better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They have 3% DC sales sometimes.
We don't know this stuff in advance. They don't tell us.
No,
the
we
same
find
time
out
everybody
when
else
you
gets
guys
email.
find out.
Yeah.
By the
only
way,
thing- go ahead.
sorry, Telltale, they went under, but recently they were able to get The Walking Dead again to finish the story, and they also got the Batman license and Fables again, if I remember correctly. So they will be coming out eventually with a second season for Fables, I think.
I heard good things about that Batman one.
I've yet to play it. I want to play that too. It's awesome.
I have to get going, so I'm gonna sign
Okay.
Me too. Let's get this day started.
Yeah, I will
Sign us off, champ.
sign us off. Comics Guy 101. Where can they find you, Lou?
Comic Book 101 on YouTube and Twitter. That's the best way to get hold of me.
How about you, Gabe? Extremey Gabe?
You can find me, Gabe Loves 90s Comics, on Instagram and on the Omnibus Collectors Facebook group.
and don't ask him to be your friend.
Yeah, don't add me on Facebook. I'll delete you immediately. I deleted you now, just so you know. Whoever you are out there,
Ahead of time.
Yeah.
A Geek and Weekdom, where can they find you?
You can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, same on social media. Just nerding out and talking about comics, manga, and a bunch of other stuff. Week in Geekdom.
He leads the life, ladies and gentlemen.
I
You
try.
can find me, OmniDog, on OmniDog's Vault on YouTube and on Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. So thank you, chat. You were great today. Thank you, viewers, for watching. We appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow night with hauls, previews, and reads. I don't know what we're going to be reviewing. We haven't talked about the review, but next Sunday is when we will be reviewing in drag, me and Lou, and when these two guys down below somewhere, Gabe and Skeletor, will be reviewing their things, and me and Lou will be in drag reviewing our things for the charity that we love and support, Comic Books for Kids, the fantastic charity where 100% of the proceeds go straight to the charity. That's next Sunday, so be sure and tune in for that, October 27th. I can't believe it's next Sunday.
Can people still donate just before we?
They sure can.
Okay.
They sure can. Yep. You can still donate to that you can go to the website comicbooksforkids.org, CB4 the number 4k.org. You can go to Facebook. Our fundraiser is set up there. You can still donate, and we're over $800. So we thank you so much for the support. And good news is I barely fit into my costume.
The link to the donation is in the description of this video. So
great, thank you.
2016 Fat and Happy Jess would not have fit into this.
I wouldn't have. I would not have fit into this, but the zipper, I zipped into it and it looks really bad. It is a grotesquerie. It is something out of the 1940s movie Freaks.
I had to get mine in the plus size section.
I have to get a wig. I don't think it'll be as effective with just my hair. I got to find a wig. So thank you to everyone that's watching. Be sure and watch next Sunday. And of course, peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you to my co-hosts, and thank you to everybody involved with today's production of the show.